Welcome to another episode on my Arduino Yun, running embedded Linux, right there, and controlling electronics using two potmeters and fischertechnik motors with propellers, and right there fischertechnik lens lamp in combination with NTC thermistor. Last time I attempted to get this lens lamp heating up the NTC thermistor and then cooling down with this propeller. Using the power from the controller didn't let the lamp burn. Then using a battery, more precisely this one, which is 9 volts, or more exactly was 9 volts, burnt the lamp, and that was about it. It did it for a short time, and then it was away again. So it really depends on the voltage how the lamp burns. And let me try once again. So with the same battery I just showed, I connect the wires to the lamp, and then you get this, and you see how quick it, well, right now it does work. And do I turn it away? What happens? Ah, wait, I have another problem. The probe connected to one of the wires is gone. So all kinds of problems, and this lamp should work. Heating up the NTC, but it should be much closer to the NTC. So let me lift it over the wire, and actually it should be like this. Really close by. But then how do you measure something like temperature? Right now it is just heating up, and I better put this one away, and I hope that it burns, but you can also see that the power is diminishing slowly but surely. So if I want to have a nice power on it, I need to use a constant power, and then this power controller comes in. With downside that it cannot be that I cannot control the power time. I have to do it manually. But then again, the same goes with this battery pack. It's either connect or disconnect, and I cannot do it by addressing something on the Yun. So what choice do I make? And that is a very good question I have to answer myself. Do I use the battery pack, which is now back to very weak? Do I use this wiring, which is not working right now and won't work either? If I touch it, you see it on the power level on the oscilloscope, the purple line, second from below, but it isn't even close to 5 volts. And then the question is, does it work at 5 volts? That is a very good question. But at 9 volts it works natural. So what to do? Okay, so what I need to do is to reduce the distance between this lamp and this NTC thermistor. Since this wire is connected to this leg of the NTC, and which is the input to the Yun, so that this value is being read, NTC value 2, I need to relocate these components. So, well, this lamp has gone off, so I can now, I will have to disconnect these wires from the battery. This can be on. Now, apart from that, this has to be disconnected, and not just that, I will also have to relocate this and relocate everything else. So the question is, what is wise in this case? And yep, that's a wire which has to come out anyway. So this one goes right here. Although that is not very smart to do. Let's see. Where was it? Right, it was here. So it goes from the transistor to this LED into here. So one of the legs still has to be fed with the input from this one. And then this wire has to be relocated, because it is the ground for this LED. So this will be a nice challenge. I don't have to change anything in here, but I do have to change it on the physical circuit. And this part, well, this will be just a power controller until I find another way. So, with that said, let's try to find a solution within this little area. It's making me very curious if I'm going to make it anyway. Another point is that I can move this wire in that direction, because if I look here, there are still some pins that are free, so I can move it up there if I have not enough space here. Will be an interesting operation. So let's go for it. Right, so I have I changed the setup of the circuit. Now you can see that I have switched the NTC with level 5 volts. The yellow, no, the pink probe right here is connected to this line, which is clearly pulse width modulated. Well, it is clearly pulse modulated, but it is on slope, so you can only see what is 5 volts and what is not. And that is exactly what pulse width modulation is. And then the point is how to continue, because this is still the propeller as ventilator, this is our fan, this is still the lamp, which is now connected to well, actually this. So is it going to burn? Well, see for yourself. No. Now in comes this, and I have to connect it through that. So let me release this probe for now. I have to take off these connections and connect it to controller. So now it looks like this, and that's not very wisely done. Anyway, now you see that it is pulse width modulated on both sides. Well, they should be here anyway. That's better. Now I'm going to switch on the lamp. That is to say, it has to get power. So let there be power. Like this. And now there is light. Very bright. And is there any luck with input? 816. Turning it up. No, NTC value 2 I should say. 460, 62, 63. It is slowly 64, 7, 70. So let me bend it a little bit towards the lamp. It has to make contact, come on. Shine on it. Around 480. So I remove the lamp. What happens? Is it an value anyway, or is it the other one, 680? Oh, that's a good idea. Which is rising better? Number 1, NTC value 1 is 630. NTC value 2 is 482. Yeah, around 480. The other is pretty consistent. 490. Yep, 490. Okay, turning away the lamp, what happens? Putting on the fan. Well, it should drop the temperature. Does it drop the value as well? Right now I don't see it. Not as such. So is this experiment successful? Not really. Not yet. Alright, so despite this kind of failed experiment, I have now the disadvantage of a lamp which is being controlled manually instead of with the Yun or brighter Yun and YUN. Apart from that, I have here another NTC thermistor which is only driven by voltage and which has here a resistor and an LED. So the big question is, how well is that? So let me give it some input. And let's measure something. No surprise, it's 5 volts. And then I notice, right, that is what I wanted to see. Because here I have an LED which gives that, which is a signal that I have power, this power. So this NTC is read right on this side, right here, and without nice heating it won't do a thing. Now in the fischertechnik example, which is not really working now, the lens lamp is being used, including the propeller. So is that a good idea? Right now I have severe doubts. This is still 480, this is still in the 60s, and whether I turn this away or not, and this is also nice to see with the lamp. It is in a 9 volts, but it is pulse width modulated, it is pulse width controlled. Can I check on that somehow? It should be with values. Well, this is not really back here. Should I feed it with 5 volts anyway? Not a very good question, but I do think so. Yes. Considering the example, I should. Alright. Then, what is next? Let's check the voltages of, is this still valid? well, this is very clearly valid, and the other one, yep, clearly. Right. Oh, which reminds me, here is the LED that does nothing. But how come it does nothing? Where is it going to? It's coming from, let's see, this is coming from port this LED is coming from right here. So without ruining anything, let's read which port this is. And that is 10. Analog out pin 10. Filter is modulated. So that's the next point. Why doesn't it let LED do anything? So then output analog out pin 10. Where is it going? Is it being used somewhere? I don't see it in this part of the code. Neither do I see it here. Oh, here. When NTC value 2 is smaller than 50. Aha! Right. Well, here we can see it is way over 50. So it will never burn. That's one thing that's clear. And here, alright, I suggest that I change the values. 0 and 1023, because it's almost always over 50. Yeah, let me take the correct one. Yep. Go. Password. And then the LED should start burning. And then of course I am talking about this one. The question is it really burning? The value is 840. But I don't see it do anything. Let me take it out. Check for right. That is the problem. It needs to be changed in direction, like this. And now it should do something, but it still doesn't. So that is weird. It really should be put in here like this. So why isn't it? Is the LED broken? Good point. So chance to show how I do that. This one is no use for now anyway. It's getting pretty hot, by the way, so good idea to cool it down. Taking this one and connecting it here. And let's see if it works anyway. Yep, it works. And even with a pretty low voltage. So why doesn't it do anything? That is a very good question. Something to find out. Wire problem, right, solved. Yeah, why isn't this LED doing something while the power controller clearly shows that it is working? I think that's the last thing I'm going to find out this episode. Final part for this episode. Why isn't this one doing anything? Maximum value, analog write. Is there any other analog write? Let's see. If NTC value is some value, well, it is clearly way over. Put meter over. Put meter over 500. Oh, wait. So this is spot meter over 500. So then it would do something when the pot meter is totally turned down the other way. So let's see if that checks out. Pot meter over 500. I make a mistake. I better should change this. Adding another one. If in case this pot meter is over 500 and NTC value is something, so else if larger and larger or equal to, then this value becomes half of this is 512. and then this one being copied here, with this change into an else if, and this one is smaller than, or should I take a quarter? Oh, this is a bit too much. Let's make it 250. 215. And let's make this one 512. So now I have 250. No, it is 265, of course, not 215. So now I have in 4 steps: off, quarter, half, full. Let's now see whatever works. Done uploading. So last time check. When does it work? Well, I should actually only see for this value and for this value. So either it is 256, which is a quarter of the total value, or it is full, burning full. But considering the fact that here pot meter is 500, which is here, then I should expect a very soft burn. But to be honest, am I seeing anything at all? No, really? Alright, so that is something I have to check. Ah, there it goes. Now it burns. Yep. So that is it. Scroll down a bit. Turn it up again. Slowly. Anyway, NTC experiment largely failed, but at least I got something done with this LED. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. More information on my website or at the start of this video. And this is going to be continued with whatever. For now, bye bye.